Serious. This time we're so serious that it's beyond serious. I'm Pastor Paul Begley. This is a live breaking report. It's urgent. It's urgent. It is urgent. Of course, Iran has launched a military attack all over the Middle East, basically. The IDF says numerous fighter jets are in the air ready to counter the Iranian attack. IDF spokesman Rear Admiral Daniel Hagari, in a new video, just left a statement says Iran has fired missiles at Israel, while numerous fighter jets are in the sky ready to counter these Iranian attacks. A short while ago, just not long ago, minutes ago, Iran launched missiles from its territory. And these are ICBM missiles, folks. And I got reports already from a good source, a great source, who said these were ICBM. But they can still be shot out of the sky now if you have the real good fighter jets like like we have. And that's the F-35 S, I think they are. F-35s, okay? Anyway, the Iranians have launched missiles from its territory toward the territory of the state of Israel, says Hagari. I remind you, he said, that no matter where this threat is launched from, when an alarm sounds, you must enter the shelter and wait there for no less than 10 minutes. We will update in real time if you are required to stay there for longer periods. He says Israel's air defense array is fully operational, and it's intercepting threats wherever it's required, even at this very moment. At this time, numerous IAF or Israeli Air Force planes are in the air, ready to counter at any threat, okay? He urges the public to refrain from spreading unverified rumors and reports. He says, please act responsibly, calmly, as you have been, and adhere to the instructions. We are strong and capable of handling this, all right? Now, Heidi, let's take this now back a little bit. Heidi's helping me here. At 1:41 a.m. Israeli time, which is not long ago, U.S. officials say the U.S. has shot down Iranian drones that were headed for Israel. The U.S. military has shot down Iranian drone aircraft headed toward Israel. 3 U.S. officials have confirmed this without disclosing how many drones were shot down or their precise locations. An Israeli defense official said earlier that more than 100 drones fired by Iran toward Israel had been shot down outside of Israeli airspace. It was being done by the Americans. But then, at 1:45 a.m. Israel local time there, sirens were heard in many cities across southern Israel. Sirens sounded across many areas in southern Israel, including Beersheba and Dimona. And Heidi, what's that one? How do you say that one? Nephitim. And other areas amid a mass Iranian drone missile attack. Then at 1:47, sirens and booms sounds were going off in Jerusalem amidst a mass Iranian drone attack. Then at 1:55 local time, sirens, loud booms sounded across the north and the south of Israel, as well as in Jerusalem and many towns in the northern West Bank, following a mass Iranian drone missile attack on Israel. Then at 1:58, fresh sirens sounded again in Beersheba and Dimona and other areas in the south amid an ongoing Iranian missile drone attack on Israel. Then, Heidi, didn't you say it's in the desert now? Did you have a report for me about the nuclear facility in the desert?
That would be Dimona.
That's Dimona. The city of Dimona is where Israel has a nuclear facility. That has come under a serious attack. Now, we've also got information that the British Air Force, and I think we'll try to find that information, but that the British Air Force has engaged with the Iranian in helping shoot down the missiles along with the Americans. And the Americans are shooting down also the drones. And we also have information, and everything I'm giving you right now, it's a very fluid situation, as you can imagine, okay? 2:04 a.m. was the last update, okay? So that's about 30 minutes ago. I'm waiting for more updates. But let me give you this. We have reports that Jordan, the nation of Jordan, has turned loose their fighter jets and are participating in this air war, this aerial war between the Iranian drones and Iranian missiles coming out of Iran. They're not coming out of the proxies. This is not Hezbollah. Although earlier today, Hezbollah did fire 100 rockets and Israel's all at once, and Israel's Iron Dome had to scramble to intercept them. And I think that was just a probe. That was just a test. That maybe was a diversion, because this attack is not coming from Hezbollah in southern Lebanon. Not yet. Not yet. But it's coming out of Iran. And so the United States, Great Britain, and Jordan have all joined forces with the IDF, with Israeli Defense Forces, the four nations, Israel, the United States, the Great Britain, and Jordan, have engaged with the Iranians. Now, Heidi, you said there were some other things. I have an unverified report that Amman, Jordan, also was targeted by Iran, but that is unconfirmed. It is an unconfirmed report, but we are searching right now to see if we can find if there was any rockets got through or any drones get through to Jerusalem. To Tel Aviv is also under attack. So major cities all across Israel, but for sure Jerusalem and Tel Aviv is critical. And then of course Amman, Jordan would be huge if that has come under attack. But the Jordanians are definitely in the air and are participating in this war. Okay, give me a moment here. I'm going to see. Heidi's searching as well. We're trying to get right up to the okay, here we go. Yes, I have. Now I've got another update here. Here's what happened. Here it is. Let's see. You want to give me 1 second? Okay, here it is. At 2:07 a.m. local time, the European Union's Borrell calls Iran strikes on Israel an unprecedented escalation. The European Union's Foreign Affairs Chief, Joseph Borrell, condemned the Iranian strikes on Israel as an unprecedented escalation. The EU strongly condemns this unacceptable Iranian attack against Israel. Then, folks, we have another update at 2:11 a.m. local time. Jordan, the Jordanian jets shot down dozens of Iranian drones flying toward Israel, according to sources on the ground. Jordanian jets downed dozens of Iranian drones flying across northern and central Jordan, heading to Israel. Two regional security sources say in a dramatic show of support from Amman, Jordan, which has heavily criticized Israel's prosecution of the war in Gaza. They've been very vocal and have criticized Israel heavily for how they're handling the Gaza Strip situation. But sources say the drones were brought down in the air, Jordanian side of the Jordan River, and were headed in the direction of Jerusalem. Others were intercepted close to the Iraqi-Syrian border. We don't know who fired those. Well, we know Iran fired all those. Okay, I'm sorry. Now, I have another report just coming in, another update. At 2:16 a.m., senior Israeli officials pledges significant response by Israel is coming to Iran. Israel plans a significant response to the unprecedented Iranian drone salvo against it, as top Channel 12 TV out of Israel quotes an unnamed senior Israeli official as saying early this morning over there in Israel. Okay, that was at 2:16 a.m. Now, 2:18 a.m. local time in Israel. Another update was this: Britain says that their Royal Air Force deployed to intercept any airborne attacks in the Middle East. The British Air Force jets are now in the air. They're in the Middle East. They will accept any airborne attacks within range of our existing missions as required. After Iran targeted Israel with drones and missiles and massive attack on the nation of Israel. In response to this increased Iranian threats and the growing risk of escalation in the Middle East, the United Kingdom government has been working with its partners across the region to encourage de-escalation and prevent further attacks, according to a statement we just received. And just now, sirens are continuing to sound. Booms are going off across Israel as Iran continues to fire dozens and dozens of ballistic missiles. And this is huge. ICBM. Those are bad boys. And those aren't just drones. Drones are dangerous. Other missiles, they can just be an irritant. And yes, they can kill people. But the ballistic missile is that's a game changer. I mean, you have to understand, a ballistic missile could carry a nuclear payload if you put it on there. So as those things are coming, you don't know. You don't know. Now, we do have reports that the Israeli nuclear facility in Dimona, is that where it's at? In the desert? The outskirts of Dimona has come under a serious attack. I don't know if it's been hit or not. I have unverified report on that it may have been hit, but again, that is unverified, so I wouldn't run with that. I really tell you guys, this is huge. This is what we've been talking about for 40 years. This is what we've preached about and prophesied about and told people it was coming. And I was called a fearmonger. I was called all kinds of things because people can't handle the truth. But the truth is, if you've read the Bible, you'll know that the Bible says that all nations at some point will turn against Israel. We've seen a lot of rioting, a lot of protesting, a lot of hand-wringing, a lot of whining, and fancy speeches like Chuck Schumer. But I can tell you what the bottom line is, that Israel and its allies are stepping up to the plate. And that includes the United States, Great Britain, and even Jordan. And you say to yourself, why would Jordan do it? Well, remember, who controls the Temple Mount in Jerusalem? Jordan. Jordan is in control of the Temple Mount. Let me just give you another reason. Because after the 6-day war, Israel was asked by the United Nations to let a third party manage the Temple Mount, where the Al-Aqsa Mosque is, and the Dome of the Rock, and the same Temple Mount where Israel wants to build the third temple. So the decision was to let Jordan do it. Why was Jordan chosen? Well, number one, they're part of the ancient biblical Hashmonite kingdom. Number two, King Abdullah II, right now, who's the king of Jordan, his grandfather was assassinated on the Temple Mount on the threshold of the Al-Aqsa Mosque in 1951. So they've got royal blood has been shed on the Temple Mount. And so it's sort of like they deserve, they earned it, is what kind of how the world looks at it. They deserve this. Now you have to ask yourself, why is this important? Because King Abdullah II is the direct descendant of not only the Hashmonite kingdom, but also he's a direct descendant of the Prophet Muhammad. And this gives major spiritual significance on behalf of especially Sunni Muslims. And that's what Jordan is. Jordan is Sunni Muslims. You have to understand, Iran is radical Shiite Muslims, and they don't like each other. And there's a battle for the heart and soul of Islam, if you will, going on. So you have to ask yourself several questions. Israel has promised a massive retaliation. I would keep my eye on Damascus. I'm telling you, I would watch out. Israel may decide to blow a hole through Damascus because Iranians like to work out of there. That's what's, that's where they keep their military headquarters a lot of times. But so does the Russians, though. And the Russians got theirs way down deep, about 20 stories down into the earth. But anyway, there's a lot of weapons depot in and around the Damascus, Syria area. They may go straight, but they have already told us earlier today that they were going to hit. If they were hit, they were going to go after Iranian nuclear facilities in Iran. And so this is huge. This is huge what we're seeing right now. Let me see. Of course, the media, you're going to have all your little propaganda people running around, wringing their hands, and especially in New York City, and that weak-kneed, worthless, mainstream media. I just being honest, because they don't know what to do, because they hate Israel, and they can't stand the fact that the United States is helping Israel right now. The British are helping Israel, and the Jordanians are helping Israel. So this is huge. Okay, we got some more information, Heidi. Here, I'll hand you this one while you. Okay, here we go. This is coming from the Jerusalem Post. The Iran's United Nations envoy says the attack on Israel can be deemed concluded. They want to stop, right? Iran's mission to the UN stated that at 1:06 a.m. this morning, local time in Israel, that the attack on Israel can be deemed concluded. However, should the Israeli regime make another mistake, Iran's response will be considerably more severe. It is a conflict between Iran and this rogue Israeli regime, from which the United States must stay away, added the Iranian mission. So, okay, now, hang on. Give me 1 second. It says go to, oh, here it is. Okay, now, here's what they're saying. If I can get it to act right. So sorry. So sorry. Is that it?
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Okay. A 10-year-old boy has been hurt in a Bedouin village, seriously wounded by this Iranian attacks. We've already got some 10-year-old kid that's got hurt. We don't know what we don't know how many rockets or drones or missiles got through. We know that they're significant attack, really. But now listen to Iran. Listen to Iran's verbiage. We're concluded now. We're done now. That's it. We're done. That was what we were going to do. Unless Israel responds. Well, Israel has just said, oh, we're going to respond. And we're going to rain hell down on you, basically. So now let's see what happens. That might not happen tonight. Israel may decide to go back to the war room. They may decide to come up with they wanted to assess the damage, assess the attack, assess how much was involved, and they may decide then to make a decision how they're going to respond. Or Israel might just turn loose here before morning in Israel and blow things wide open. Is that where missiles were?
Sirens.
Sirens across. This is Israel Defense Forces official X page. You see all these little red dots? That is all the different sirens in different little cities and towns and villages all over Israel. Jerusalem, Tel Aviv, Beersheba, just everywhere. Okay, you can just see everybody, the whole nation of Israel under attack right now by the Iranians. But thank God for the United States of America. The eagle continues to fly in support of Israel. And also thank God for our brothers in England and at the United Kingdom for their participation and support. And also thank God for the Jordanians jumping in and shooting out a bunch of them as they were coming over top the Jordan airspace on their way to Jerusalem. Jordan intercepting many of them, shooting them down with their fighter jets. An incredible capability that they have. And so, and of course, Israel fighting with everything it's got to survive, folks. Since October 7th, you have to understand. And we're closing in on Passover. Passover is April 22nd. We know the red heifers are in the stall, and 4 of them are eligible for the sacrifice and for the burning of the ashes of the red heifer, which is required if you're going to rebuild a third temple. And we know that as these things are taking place, there's the Bible, the prophecies, says that there will be wars and rumors of wars. And see that you be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass. He said, see that you're not troubled, for all these things must come to pass. The end's not yet. For nation will rise against nation and kingdom against kingdom. Famines, pestilence, earthquakes, all these things in different places. Now, we talk about this in my brand new book, Revelation 9:11. We set the stage for this exact evening. So if you haven't put an order in, go to Amazon.com and order Revelation 9:11 right now, and be prepared to understand Psalms 83. We're there. The question is, are we about ready to see Ezekiel 38, or are we about ready to move into the 6th trumpet war, World War III, if we're not careful? Okay, so I'll be back, guys, with more updates later this evening. Pray for the peace of Jerusalem, and pray for yourself, because we're running out of time. God bless. Give your life to Jesus Christ. Get saved, okay? Before it's too late.